Ooh, and we're even getting higher percentage on the drop frames. It's dropping. The drop frames are dropping, guys. Okay. Okay. Dare I add Instagram to the mix? Looking stable. Looking quite stable. All right. Finally. God, yeah, I don't know what happened. My computer just decided to totally uh, uninstall Windows for some reason. It was the weirdest thing. I have no idea what happened. But the good news is that, maybe, wait for it, that I can now stream again. Yes, here we go. So, Trump, ye old Trump is up to his treason shenanigans again. So he was suing, Donald Trump was suing his government for something an old government did because he was breaking the law back then under the old government, which was trying to hold him accountable because he's a career criminal and a pedophile. So here we are. DOJ sets up $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund after Trump drops IRS lawsuit. So basically, he was suing the IRS for disclosing his tax returns, which we never actually got the full access to, by the way. And parts of the documents leaked to the press. The press published it, as is their right, and they should. And again, this is all normal to have your tax documents out there when you're running for the highest office in the land. However, it is not normal if you're a career criminal and pedophile in hiding, as Donald Trump is, by the way. Can I make my... Yes, here we go. Trump is on the Epstein list. There we go. If you're watching the vertical stream, you'll know what I'm doing. I'm adjusting the picture. There we go. Yes, it's glorious. I guess the one on the horizontal stream is fine. The massive taxpayer-backed fund was set up to settle what outside legal experts have called an unprecedented lawsuit filed by the sitting president against the government. Yeah, because it's a shakedown. Justice Department announced Monday that it was establishing a $1.776 billion, oh my God, 1776. That's why it's that number. Jesus, these people are fucking pathetic, dude. Ugh. Obnoxiously propagandists. After President Donald Trump moved to dismiss a $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS over his leaked returns. So, the lawsuit was completely without any merit at all. However, he, just like with the lawsuits against CBS, ABC, and of course with the January 6th pedophile terrorists that sued the government for damages, it was just a shakedown because the lawsuit initiated a procedure where he could get in talks with the government to give him his $1.776 billion treason slush fund over his leaked tax return. Justice Department officials announced that Trump and his co-plaintiffs would drop their IRS lawsuit as well as other claims of damages in connection with the 2022 search of Mar-a-Lago. So keep in mind, this didn't even get to summary judgment because had it gotten a summary judgment, the judge would have thrown it the fuck out. This was all initiated just so it could get into the court proceedings, and then they could initiate a legal proceedings to get to a settlement, and then he could get his treason slush fund. That's all it was. It never had any actual merit. And in connection with the Russian collusion scandal in exchange for creating the fund, which the Justice Department said set up a systematic process to hear and redress claims of others who suffered weaponization of lawfare. Keep in mind, the lawfare that's happening right now against trans people, the lawfare that is happening right now against people protesting the genocide in Israel, the lawfare that is happening right now against James Comey. And please, don't remind me that I am currently defending James fucking Comey, the guy who got us into this fucking mess, the singular asshole wart that led us down the path of fascism. Don't remind me, but the simple fact is that the charges against Comey are total fucking horseshit, and the law does matter. Here, the law matters, and I hate Peter Pan. No, I'm kidding. I hate James Comey, and yet here I am having to defend his fucking Jolly Bean giant ass. The fund was established ahead of court deadlines in the IRS case, which would have required the Trump administration to explain whether there was an actual case to be heard, given Trump's control of the Justice Department's actions. So this is exactly what the court was trying to find, was like, hey, this kind of seems like you're just doing a self-deal here. ABC News was first to report the settlement, and ABC News, as we recall, paid out Trump in his first extortion lawsuit against them. The massive fund would give January 6th terrorists and pedophiles pardoned by Trump a mechanism to seek taxpayer payouts for their claims of government overreach. The fund could even issue formal apologies to people who made claims against the government, the announcement said. The fund will stop processing claims by December 15, 2028, about a month before Trump's second term is set to end. Keep in mind, so many of the January 6th terrorists and pedophiles are being rearrested because they are also career criminals. One of these terrorists had like 10,000 child sex abuse material images on his computer. That's not something that you do overnight. That's something that's been done over years, maybe even over a decade, maybe more than that. These people are evil. They are the epitome of un-American. They tried to overthrow the government because they lost an election in a case of massive butthurt. And on top of that, they have a history of raping children. And we are now going to give these pedophiles and terrorists $1.776 billion. This is fucking insane. I talked about this a little bit last week, but think about this. The Weinstein victims, right? The Fox fake news victims that were molested and harassed and raped by Bill O'Reilly and others, Rupert Murdoch. Of course, the Epstein victims themselves. None of them have gotten anywhere near this amount. I don't even think they've gotten like 10%, like what's 1% of that? 76 million? 76 million? I don't even think that's been paid out to that. Well, maybe for the Fox fake news victims. But this is just an absurd amount for people who suffered absolutely fucking nothing. They were criminals, they were terrorists, and they got exactly what they deserved. If anything, they got off light. They got some of the best fucking counsel that they could have, and through the public defender's office, which was shown preferential treatment to them to make sure they got the best public defenders that were available. They also had their own right-wing slush funds set up to pay for actual criminal defense attorneys. And then, once they were actually in court, the court showed extreme deference, and the Justice Department themselves let them get off with the mildest of charges. Some people were given a slap on the wrist. Not even fucking house arrest. They were given, like, what do they call it? Time served, because they were in jail for like a week, and it's like, yeah, you know, whatever, fine. Go out on the street, and then they go out on the street and reoffend and rape. By the way, when we talk about the revolving door of justice, you know, people are so upset about, what do they call it? Bail funds and no jail time for nonviolent crimes, because the right wing always likes to go on and on about, oh, these liberals are so soft on crime. You know, they had that with the San Francisco DA and then the DA here in Los Angeles. They're saying they're so soft on crime. These people, they're just letting criminals out. They're just opening the jail doors and people are spilling out like it's a fucking Best Buy on fucking Black Friday. When in fact, they're doing it much worse. Because these January 6 terrorists and pedophiles, again, they went out to reoffend. They went and they did some of the most worst crimes imaginable. They beat their wives. They went out to use guns. They went out and they raped children. They molested children. They attempted to molest children. These are documented facts. And we are now paying for those people to get reparations for breaking the law. This is the complete perversion of justice, and we don't even, it used to be that we had a two-tier justice system in this country, right? The rich got off easy, or sometimes just got off entirely, like the Epstein class is currently doing. And then there's the rest of us. You know, we have to pay all our fees, we have to show up to every single court date, and we have to have an exactly perfect case to defend, otherwise attorneys won't take you, right? And even then, the judge and the juries are still going to probably come after you. And they'll give way more deference to people in authority like police or businesses that make accusations against you. Now, that was where it was now. Now, we don't even have a two-tier justice system at all. The billionaires can do anything that they want. And then actual terrorists and molesters and pedophiles can get paid to break the law. That's what's fucking happening right here. Alec Matthews, one big club, we aren't in it. Trump exposed that. You are 100% correct, and he exposes it every single day. He exposed it so much during the 2016 election, but now, I mean, we're seeing it on a scale that's just like, you know, it's like comparing the Velociraptor to God fucking Zilla. The scale and the size of it is just incomparable. A group of House Democrats called to move a $1.7 billion slush fund that Trump could use to reward allies, including the nearly 1,600 pedophiles and terrorists convicted or charged in connection with the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Representative Joe Neguzzi? I don't know how to pronounce that name. Called the news one of the most brazen examples of corruption we've seen from this administration. The House Democrats Litigation Task Force filed a motion seeking to block what Raskin called pure fraud and highway robbery. They're 100% correct. So what are they doing about it? What are the Democrats doing about it? The Attorney General would appoint 5 members of the commission to oversee the fund, including 1 member to be chosen in consultation with congressional leadership, the Justice Department said, adding that Trump could remove. Yeah, how much you want to bet this is just going to be run by basically Trump Jr. and Eric? Acting Attorney General Todd Blanchard, a member establishing the fund, said that the machinery of government should never be weaponized against any American, which is exactly what they're doing right now. I have a story I'm pulling up about Kash Patel getting a paid vacation to snorkel in Hawaii among one of America's wrecks from wars that people died in that ship. And he's taking a taxpayer-funded vacation to snorkel around it and see it. It's just disgusting. And yet, you guys cross the street, you get jaywalking tickets. But Kash Patel gets to literally corruptly use taxpayer dollars for a vacation. What's that fucking... It's not embezzlement. Is that embezzlement? No, it's not quite embezzlement. It's fucking fraud, at minimum. And that the Justice Department intended to make right the wrongs that were previously done while ensuring this never happens again. Principal Associate Deputy Attorney General Trent McCotter said the use of government power to target blah, 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 blah. The point here is that, okay, cool, you guys are filing a lawsuit. Cool, you guys are giving statements. What are you fucking doing? You're doing absolutely fucking nothing. Where are the Democratic state attorney generals? Where are the Democratic district attorneys to file charges against this shit? I'm serious. We've seen this over and over and over again. The Democrats give a strongly worded statement, and then Trump just wipes his ass with it. Meanwhile, Trump's $2 billion taxpayer-subsidized slush fund comes with a legal disclaimer that basically says we are not responsible for any crimes committed with this money. Once the funds are deposited into the designated account, hang on, let me get this a little more. Into the designated account, the United States has no liability whatsoever for the protection or safeguarding of those funds, regardless of bank failure, fraudulent transfers, or any other fraud or misuse of the funds. It's literally stating, yeah, we don't care if the people that we give this money to then take it and use it to buy child sex abuse material, which the January 6th terrorists have a history of doing, by the way. And again, how does this materially affect you, MAGA? Unless you were a January 6th, how does this help your life? Did you get a promotion at work? Can you afford a new car? Hell, can you afford the gas for the car that you have? Can you buy a new home? How does this materially improve your life, MAGA? Tell me. Tell me how it makes your lives better. Tell me how your 401k has increased because taxpayer dollars are going to fund pedophiles and terrorists. Tell me. And while we're on that topic, I just want you all to know that we are laughing our asses off that you actually paid $500 for a Chinese-made phone that's 2 years old and only costs $126. China! I thought you guys hated China! And yet here you are, buying the T1 phone, the Trump mobile phone, which is made in China, a reskinned T-Mobile REVVL7 Pro 5G WingTech, now owned by Luxshare, makes it in Zhejiang, Wuxi, or Kunming, China. It's not American-made, it's a 2024 model, and retails on Amazon currently for $126. You got conned yet again. You paid 4 times more. You paid 4 times more for a phone. Tell me, how does a trans person using the bathroom of their chosen gender and sex change your life as opposed to this? How does that impact your life? Because you know who the perverts are that are going into bathrooms? Men. Cisgender men. Like you guys, MAGA. But tell me, how does this improve your life? How does Gavin Newsom giving diapers to families out here in California affect your life compared to this? You guys are unfucking believable. This graphic from FT shows Trump has suddenly gotten very interested in trading stocks. Donald Trump discloses thousands of trades in the first quarter of 2026. Wow. Almost like he realized there's ain't no fucking consequences for anything he does. And let's be real. Is there? The Democrats have done fuck all. We'll get to that next. Mr. Trump's latest financial disclosures show that he or his investment advisors made more than 3,700 trades in the first quarter, flurry totaling tens of millions of dollars and involving major companies that have dealings with his administration. Again, MAGA, are you getting in on this? How much have you made in these trades? Have you made any trades? Do you even have money to make trades? Do you wear wigs? Will you wear wigs? When will you wear wigs? Tell me, how does this materially improve your life? It improves theirs. They're already rich. They can pay for all the fucking vacations, all the fucking cars with the little fucking truck testicles dangling from the back. They can afford all of that. What can you afford, MAGA? What in the last 2 years have you been able to buy that even remotely compares to a fraction of what these people can do now? This is the billionaire Epstein class. These are the people that you claim to hate. You claim to hate the elites. You claim to hate people that were involved in the Epstein files. Okay, here are the people you should hate. They're the people that you vote for. That's a good quote. I'm going to make a clip out of that. On March 11th, Trump toured a Thermo Fisher Scientific facility in Ohio and repeatedly praised the company. On the same day, Trump bought between 15,000 and 50,000 of Thermo Fisher stock. The purchase was unsolicited, meaning it was requested by the customer, not recommended by an advisor. Huh. Wow. What do you think could have led him to do that? Couldn't have been pre-planned with a schedule or anything. 3 more smoking guns in Trump's 113-page financial disclosure. Trump purchased between 50 and 100,000 in Micron stock on March 25th, unsolicited. The next day, he called into the Five, said he had just met with Micron CEO and called Micron one of the hottest companies. If this shit happened like once, okay, maybe a coincidence, but we've got 2 instances. The overlap between Trump's statements and his private investments were previously unreported. They were buried. We've covered more examples. So this is example 3. Trump purchased between 1 million and 5 million worth of Dell Technology stock on February 10th. During an economic speech in Georgia, 9 days later, Trump told the audience to go out and buy a Dell computer, saying the company made phenomenal products. 4. Oh, wait, no, this is 3. Okay, so there's 3 in total. Judd Legum is very good, by the way. Again, MAGA, where's your cut of this money? You claim that I'm getting Soros checks. Where's your Trump checks? Where's your Trump insider trading check, huh? Do you got a little coin? You flip it like Harvey Dent, and if it's heads, he wins. If it's tails, you lose. What did you guys get out of this? Honestly, MAGA, tell me how your financial situation has improved. How much more do you have in savings now from when you went from Biden to Trump today? How much more do you have in retirement? Do you still have health care? Has your health care plan improved? How much more in vacation days do you have saved up? Tell me, MAGA. I want to know. How has your life been materially impacted? Because I can tell you one thing. He's reaping it. You may not fear the Green Reaper, but you should fear the Gold Reaper, and that's Donald fucking Trump. Again, Alligator Alcatraz is closing after 1 year and wasting $1 billion to house 1,400 immigrants. That's an eye-popping $714,285 per occupant. Everything this administration does is filled with fraud and waste. Like, again, right now, MAGA is bitching that we're giving free diapers to poor families out here in California. That's what I want my taxpayer dollars to go to. It fucking is. I want poor people to be able to have what they need to survive, what they need to raise a family. And you guys are all about family first, right? You're all about, right? Save the children. We have to save the children. Oh, Lord be Jesus praised. We have to save the children. That's you guys, MAGA. And then when we're trying to do exactly that by providing fucking diapers, you guys cry fraud. Remember all that bullshit about fraud in Minnesota, which had been previously litigated? And you guys were just now catching up because Nick Shirley has the fucking IQ of a sea tortoise? Look at this, $714,000 per immigrant over a year. Where's your $714,000, MAGA? Because you know where this money went to? It went to the billionaires. It went to the contractors. It went to the owners of the property. It went to the business people that manufacture this crap, these shelters, these beds, this fence. It went to the people making these tents. It didn't go a single dime of that didn't get reinvested in the working class. Not a single fucking dime. Because the people who set this shit up, this was in Florida, the people who built this are getting paid shit wages because you keep electing Republican supermajorities that keep wasting your taxpayer dollars on shit like that. And MAGA was in my chat last week saying like, oh, but it's so good because we're triggering you liberals. If you think making me upset is a bigger win than you having health care and being able to afford a vacation a year or being able to buy a house, I can't say what I want you to do with yourself, but just use your imagination. Because if you are that fucking stupid, there is no purpose. You contribute nothing. If your entire life is just built around pissing me off, rather than, I don't know, contributing to society, making a living, then you don't belong here. You fucking don't. Oh, I already covered this. And here's the good news, is that all of this shit is bleeding through. There are impacts happening to the MAGA base. It's breaking through. Typically, 30% of voters have Trump's back no matter what he does. The America First loyalists, MAGA true believers, cult members, whatever you want to call them, the fact that just 27% approve of his handling of inflation, and that may not be the floor, is striking. So keep in mind, he was at 46% people approved in March of 2025. That was a little over a year ago now, and it just drops. Little bump in January. Not entirely sure I wonder what caused that. I don't recall off the top of my head. And now it just keeps sinking. And yeah, I don't see this going up. I really don't see this changing. Because the problems that we're encountering are only going to get worse. They're going to continue to get worse because we're run by a sycophantic cult of pedophiles who don't know what they're doing. And everybody always gives me shit for using the PDF file word too loosely. I got something for you at the end of the stream. Don't worry, you'll see why. It is my belief that the Republican Party is the new Epstein cult. That's my opinion. And I have solid evidence to prove it because it keeps fucking happening. Epstein was not a one-off. This kind of pedophile entrenchism is deep within MAGA party politics. We'll see. I'll show you. We'll get there near the end. But first, let's see what else Trump is fucking up. Talk about a one-pump chump. This is millions of dollars for a 30 fucking second display of military might. And this keeps happening, too. This keeps happening at these fucking aerial stunt shows. Our taxpayer dollars went to this. Look at this shit. That's all millions of dollars. That's MAGA. That's your healthcare. MAGA, that's diaper for you guys, for your family, for your kids. That's your food stamps. All gone. Literally burned up. And for what? What did we get out of that? What do we get out of these stunt shows? I really don't get it. I mean, it'd be one thing if the stunt shows like collected, if there was a paid like a wrestling show or a racetrack, if there was a paid admission, and you recoup some of your costs. But even then, I don't think I would ideologically be okay with that because this is our taxpayer dollars. We shouldn't have to pay to see what our taxpayer dollars are doing. But then also at the same time, what in the fuck good is this? This keeps happening. This happened just a month ago? We keep seeing at all these stunt shows shit like this going wrong, and it's just our money literally burned on the fucking stake. I don't see what these shows, other than the little MAGA dipshits to thump their chest, take off their red hat, and then go beat off later when they get home. This doesn't serve anything. And again, here we see more. So as of right now, he has lost 3 points. He's at 37% approval, and I don't think this is the floor. Lowest approval in either term. Democrats are currently up. Well, they've gained 2, but they're up 50 to 39, so it's an 11-point swing. Net approval on key issues: immigration, minus 15. The economy, minus 31. New low. Israeli-Palestine conflict, minus 31. Holy shit, wow, I didn't know that one. Cost of living, minus 32. War in Iran, minus 34. This is not the floor. This is only going to get worse because, again, he is a dictator and he's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's not going to suddenly turn around and have an Einstein moment and being, you know what I should do? I think I'm gonna go out on him here, folks. I think the best thing we could possibly do is give money to the people. All of my stocks that I have earned, that I have won with insider trading. Insider meaning inside, like use your inside voice. What we're gonna do is we're gonna give all of that to the people. We're gonna give them health care. He's not gonna do that. Because that's not who he is. He's not a good person. He's not a smart person. He's an evil person at heart. He's a career criminal. And he's a fucking pedophile. He's not going to have a change of heart here. I think this is only going to get worse. And MAGA, again, look at these pollings. And the MAGA in my chat last week were saying, it's fake, it's all fake, it's all fake. Okay, how is this fake? Tell me. How is it fake? These polls come from you guys. 39% are Republicans. These are your people. These are your neighbors, okay? These are your family. These are your people sitting next to you at your Klan rally. These are your people. They are the ones saying that Trump sucks. Your people. They may not say it in front of you because they're scared that you're going to go next door and rape their children in the middle of the night because that's what you guys do, but they are saying it. It's happening. So how is it fake? Of course, you know, they get awfully quiet once you go down to that, once you ask them things like that. And here we are again, $100 billion AI data center in Northwest Utah just got county approval despite nearly 4,000 complaints. It would span 40,000 acres, require 9 gigawatts of power, more than the entire state currently uses. What do these data centers produce? What do they produce? What are we getting? This is 9 gigawatts of power. An entire statewide amount of power onto a 40,000 plot of land. What are these things contributing? I don't see them pumping out fucking cars. I don't see them pumping out fucking baby diapers. I don't see them pumping out fucking guns. I don't see them pumping out AR-15s off their assembly line. I don't see them pumping out shower heads that have high water pressure like Trump always complains about. What the fuck are these AI data centers doing? What are they doing? You're telling me you need this much for fucking AI slop of Trump dressed as Jesus? Isn't Jesus all about, like, turning water into wine? If you need this much power to be Jesus, I think you're doing it wrong. You are Jesusing incorrectly, my friend. And again, MAGA, look at what these guys are doing. This is what I was talking about. The Navy SEALs used 2 boats to escort Kash Patel and 9 others on what a Pentagon email called a VIP snorkel, next to one of the military's most sacred sites, the underwater tomb on the USS Arizona. One Navy vet called the swim horrifying. People died on this wreck. You guys love to talk so much about your veterans and, yes, pride, veteran pride, sir. Support the troops. How the fuck does this support the troop? The only way this could be more disrespectful is if Kash Patel fucking took a piss while he was swimming around there. And he probably did. Because he was probably drunk and he's going to be too intoxicated to get back up on the fucking boat. MAGA, you guys got to wake the fuck up. You're getting played. I know MAGA hates me because they think I'm some liberal, what do you guys even say? Beta, soy, what's another, vegan, what's another buzzword? Cuck. I'm a liberal cuck, right? That's what they always say. And yet, you're letting your guys get drunk and go on a VIP snorkel off the tomb of the USS Arizona. When was the last time you guys got to snorkel? Honestly, are you even in enough shape to snorkel? I see some of the MAGA pictures and I'm like, You guys need a defibrillator just to get off the couch. Tell me, how is this right? And liberals, you know, do I want to talk about my liberal criticism now? No, I got something for the liberals here. Liberals. This is in response to the Supreme Court striking down the Voting Rights Act, as well as the in West Virginia, the Democrats voting to change the voting map in favor of the Democrats. This is the response from one of the leading senators on the Democratic side. These gerrymander maps only work if we don't show up. This is what they are that is what they are counting on. These maps will break under the pressure of turnout. God, my fucking God. Democrats would bring a gun to a knife fight and turn the gun in because they say it's unfair. And then they would say, you can have first strike because I broke the rules. This does fucking nothing. The reason why Republicans can go on a complete fucking rampage, the reason that we have massive fucking corruption yet again in the White House and elsewhere, is because of shit like this. Democrats consistently turn the other cheek. I am so fucking sick of it. You know what this statement should say? This statement should say the Supreme Court is a rogue agency acting against America, and there will be consequences. There will be investigations for their corruption, for their self-dealing, and we will certainly be packing the court and instituting term limits, and impeachment is not off the table. But instead, the liberals are just like, vote harder! Vote harder! This is not the time. This is the time for Rambo, okay, Democrats? We need fucking Rambo. We need you out there like, hey, we gotta get out there in the field. I'm gonna set up my M60 right here. And I want you guys to go in there. Once you do, I'm gonna back you up and I'm gonna shoot every fucking one of them. We need that kind of energy. We don't need, oh, Care Bear, it'll be fine. Oh no, the Republicans are shooting me. I knew they would do this because they've been saying it for years. We don't need this shit. This is such, oh my God. And look at the liberals agreeing with this. My thoughts exactly. They can gerrymander all they want, but if their voters are so disgusted with Republican performance and don't show up, it doesn't do them any good at all. And then they'll just throw out the votes that you did use. What is wrong with liberals? Show home and their gerrymandering, show up and their gerrymandering blows up. Stay home and they win. It's not complicated. Oh my God. People can vote for whomever they choose. Oh, shut up. Let's show Republicans that they engage in dummy mandering. This is so fucking, oh my God. This is so fucking hopeless. This is so fucking hopeless. They're just saying vote harder. We did, and we do. We vote harder. We got Joe Biden in power. We got them a majority in the House and the Senate, and they did fuck all with it. They dragged their fucking feet when they could have jailed Trump from day fucking one. They dragged their fucking feet when it came to... They couldn't even dump the contracts with Elon Musk. They couldn't do the basic fucking things that we need, like give us housing, give us healthcare, and jail these fucking pedophiles in the Epstein files. They couldn't even do that. And what's their solution? Vote harder, guys. Namaste. Fuck you, Democrats. Holy shit, man. And then we have shit like this. Colorado Governor Polis grants clemency to Tina Peters, a Trump ally in prison for conspiring to breach election systems and to audit the 2020 results. Polis is cutting her 9-year term in half and says she could be out this summer. For the first time, Peters admitted in a statement submitted to Polis that she made mistakes and did something wrong when she misled Colorado election officials. However, just a few days ago, she shared a post saying Trump should invade Colorado to get her freed. Polis said he agreed with judges that found Peters was punished for speech. Agreed with what? I hope the Democrats don't sacrifice our deeply... That's not what happened, dude. God, Polis is such a fucking idiot. Clemency against the wishes of the GOP prosecutor who took Peters in trial, the Colorado AG, a Dem, the Colorado Secretary of State, a Dem, and all 66 Democrats in the Colorado State Legislature, a bipartisan coalition of Colorado election officials. I'm telling you, Jared Polis is in the Epstein files or something. He is acting so fucking compromised. There's no plausible scenario that Trump's DOJ does not have some kind of compromat on him. Like he cheated on his taxes, or he got caught with a hooker, or fucking, I don't know, a body is buried in his backyard. He did something. Jared Polis is compromised. You will never convince me otherwise because he ran so different and acted so different prior to Trump winning yet again. And now he's doing shit like this. There is no plausible scenario that Jared Polis is not compromised. Tina Peters is guilty of sin and a disgrace to Colorado. She tried to undermine Colorado's free and fair election system. When she was caught red-handed, she was prosecuted by That's weird. Some kind of a coder error. Okay, back up. Cool.